What is up, team? Chuck with Traders War Room, and I'm back at you with another video, and we're gonna go ahead and get into the Wednesday midweek sit rep. But real quick, what I need you to do is I need you to hit that like, share, and subscribe, and I need you to come along with me on the journey. And don't forget to check the description tab out because I got all sorts of links to products and services right there at your fingertips to make you a more profitable and more professional and just a better trader in general, man, because that's what it's all about, being better prepared today than we were yesterday. Right now, we got a basic scan of the market. We're going to go and talk about a few things. I'm sure you guys have already on the news about, Tesla and stuff like that, and we'll get to it, but I want to talk about the general market that we have right here going on. So let's go ahead and go into the indexes real fast. I want to look at what kind of happened with the Dow and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go into the 1 hour chart. And what I like about the 1 hour chart here is that it gives us a pretty good representation of kind of the stuff that happened throughout the previous, few days and going into today. And what you see is that we kind of hit a bottom over here. And this is between the 17th and the 19th. And then we shot up this past week. And we've been kind of choppy. Right now, though, we failed to make a new recent high, right? And we actually made a recent low. So, that could be the potential for a decline. But what I don't want you guys to get into the idea is we need confirmation, okay, of this dump happening. So it could happen, yes, but right now, we just need to keep our eye on it, and we need to basically watch it because what we're looking for is flushing to clear some of this because this is a huge run that we have on the Dow. And what happens is when we get the decline here, it would be, normal to go ahead and retrace some of this that we had just such a huge increase to retest this before we got a nice little push and potentially a break to some higher levels. So we can't stay elevated all the time. We have to come back down. We got to cool down and stuff. Could it be, that this is the week that's going to start the, drop to the downside? Could be. Some of these earnings are coming in lower than expectations. Mainly the earnings have been kind of so-so that a lot of people are expecting. So is it enough juice to hold this and we can bounce from support on the Dow? We'll have to see. We'll see what happens when that market opens. Let's go into the SPX because this is the one that probably the SPX and the NASDAQ. Those are the ones that the people are probably paying the most attention to because it's the majority of the stocks that we all own and stuff. The Dow, those are usually the blue chips, the ones that forever stocks that we don't really trade too much. The S&P and the NASDAQ are the ones that we're really actively trading, not only owning, but also trading as well. And as you can see, the same thing happened. Got this huge run. We kind of consolidated here, and then we popped hard, right? And you can see a very dramatic sell-off that we had going into the close, and we cleared this gap. Now, what's important about this is since we cleared this previous gap, this does leave the case for the next push to the upside, a bounce from support, essentially. Anytime you look at these gaps and you clear them, it usually has a good indication that if we find support, we can bounce from here. And what typically will happen is we can get you find a shelf at the top, right? So we find a shelf at the top, and we don't want to go on to wicks, right? We want a shelf, all right? Find a shelf at the top, and then you kind of put that shelf at the bottom. And this is where you're looking for your potential. And then in between this range is typically the range that you'll look at for what I call the 50-50 line. But it's more so just the area where you're expecting to have the battle kind of happen, the fight, so to say. And so we hold support. Great. Then we're looking for the push back up to the upside to this zone here for the battle to see if we're truly ready to go and attack and then go on into higher levels, or if we're going to maybe start a little consolidation period and continue a little downtrend, cooling off from this previous run that we had, which was very significant. So we'll have to pay attention to that as well. And let's go into the NASDAQ. Very similar to the SPX. The push, the consolidation, the hop, we haven't quite cleared this gap here. So we could see some bread coming off the table on the NASDAQ. And this is primarily due to those mega cap stocks. And what you'll see is, again, you'll see this maybe push to the downside. People are just profit taking because they've had, long these stocks all this time. They waited for this consolidation period and it popped. And what this also sets up is because we got some big mega cap tech earnings next week. This sets up the potential to get those prices a little bit lower on those mega cap stocks for buy zones for big money and institutions to go ahead and get into the stocks for the next run to the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of decline here going to fill this gap. We probably might even gap down tomorrow, fill in this gap, and then we can probably see how we hold here at support. And then I'd be most likely looking for the run towards support, rejection towards our battle zone, and then we'll have to see what happens because we could consolidate a little bit until we get into next week and we see how the big tech mega cap stocks actually perform with their earnings, kind of the proof in the pudding, right? All right, let's go into our watch list real quick. All right. Did a basic scan of these. We have a whole bunch of stocks here. There's 182. We're not going to cover them all, okay? I put it all in the volume, so we're going to look at just the high volume ones, just kind of a mixed kind of a portray. What we're looking for is basically the scan that I have here is everything's 10 billion or higher. So we got some decent, mega cap on here, right? Or decent, market cap. And then I wanted to look for things that moved between 0.75% either way, right? So it either went, 75% to the downside or 75% to the upside or higher to the upside because we're bulls at heart, right? So we're going to pay attention, kind of look at a few things. Let's go ahead and start with AMD. We'll hop in AMD over here. All right, so we're going AMD. I want to go ahead and go back into that 1 hour chart. Today's going to be a 1 hour chart focused, and we'll go ahead and use that. You can see AMD's been on a run, been on a tear, and we've legged up multiple times. Okay, you got one leg up here, two leg up, three legs up, and all-time highs and stuff like that. So, how much more do we have left in the tank? That's the question. This would be one of those stocks that people might, especially if we get an overall bearish market, people would want to go ahead and probably start profit taking in this one because it's been pretty volatile before. I could see this one going both to the upside and downside depending on market conditions. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and prepare ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and grab some trend lines here. We're just going to create little triggers, right? And you go off of the full candles when you're doing triggers and you're looking for shelves between the marks. And so you got yourself a little bit more bearish profile, or excuse me, bullish profile than bearish. You're looking for the trigger above this for continuation and a push to 185. Then we're looking for the trigger below this, and we're probably looking for the push down towards this level here, the main thickness of the candle. Probably could get a push to the wick to go test the previous low here, but for to be not so aggressive, we always want to go to the full thickness of the candlestick, and that's just my theory that I like. I don't really like to go off of just the wicks. I like to go into the full thickness. I want the meat and potatoes when I'm looking at my meal. All right, so that's what we're looking at that one, AMD. So we got our trigger set there. We'll go ahead and that one's on our watch list for tomorrow for sure. Let's go ahead and go back. All right. So when we're looking at Tesla, guys, we see that Tesla's absolutely just got destroyed here. When we look at it, how we came out of this pattern here, we consolidated, and then we failed miserably. 195, that puts us in the range of potential bounce back. Yeah, sure. We could bounce back a little bit, maybe get half from here to here. Half of that put us about 200 for recovery, and it could give us a decent trade off the day if we start to see the bullish volume come in. However, if we can't fail to hold these levels, then that 180 is definitely the next level of concentration that we're looking for when we're looking at the dump, the follow through from the bearish continuation. Neil probably is going to suffer as well, just off of sympathy. He had a cup, and you had the handle starting to form and it failed miserably. And anytime you see a pattern like this, I always say this is the remnants of a slide. Okay. It's starting to slide. You get kind of a descending consolidation period down this way, and it's looking for another leg to downside. So I wouldn't be surprised if NEO starts attacking the lower fives, by the end of this week. NVDA. NVDA is kind of similar to AMD. We're going to go ahead and put some triggers on this one. So you guys hear my English Bulldogs, man, they're going nuts. All right, so these are our wide ones, right? We've got a wide one. And then if we're looking for a little bit closer triggers, we're just going off of the price action, guys, off the price action. Okay. And there you go. We got our inner and our outer. So all right. So we got our outer range, top and bottom, and inner range for triggers to the upside. Triggering off of here, we're looking for follow through. Trigger down here, we're looking for follow through. And so we got some decent setup for this one as well. We're interested in Apple. We want to know if Apple's going to hold this level. So this is an important zone for us here. All right. We're looking at about this level. We want to hold above this level. Okay. We can hold above this level. The case for the rejection here and the bounce going into earnings next week is high. However, I could see the point for potential sell-off on this one to get this price as low as possible, where we start to see the seller's exhaustion. And that gives a good price for potential investors to come in if earnings are better than expected next week on the earnings report. So, it's all based off of strategy. So we're just going to play it by ear and see what happens. This is going to be our line. Okay. We cross this line. We're looking for shorts. We stay above this line. We're probably looking for another rejection of the battle zone and a little bit of a pop to the upside. Also, it'll be interesting to see what the sentiment is. INTC, guys, this is one of my trades of the week that I put out, and I've been preaching people this. We got the 55 calls on this. We pushed out into February. INTC, I'm still bullish on this one. We got the cup starting here. We're looking for the breakout here. If we can get the breakout here, then we got a real good case to go start attacking into the 50s, and we can then definitely see if we can got good earnings on this particular one. We can see some decent volume coming in. So this is held up fairly well, and I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Earnings will be a real tell on this one, and that's one of the reasons why we pushed a little bit further out on the contracts. We wanted to go 16th February because we wanted to make sure we gave ourselves time for the maturity of the trade to happen, and we could wade through some volatility. Amazon. All right. Amazon, we got a lot of high hopes on a new all-time high on this bad boy. Okay. So there's a lot of people that really want Amazon to do well here. We're going to go ahead and put some triggers on this one. Top, bottom, right? And that's probably a little aggressive for the bottom. We'll probably come up here. We're looking at the shelf over here for the price action. And, we're looking for, some range trading here. We can put some intraday markings on this one as well. We want to go, of course, here is about where we're at. We go ahead and take that point and go 50-50 into that one, which put us about here. This will be our trigger to the upside. Same thing here. We're looking at that. Here's our shelf. We'd probably look at that and probably put 50-50. That puts us about here, 57. So we're looking pretty tight window. Can give us a good indication of the push to the upside or the dump to the downside. I'm bullish on Amazon though. I think it wants to make a run for 160. So 160 would be my price target on Amazon. I think it has juice. I think it has all the things that will make it, be able to make that a reality. Pfizer's been just kind of sideways moving, which kind of gets me thinking that we're probably looking for a move here potentially. When you come out a little bit, it's held in this range fairly well. and we kind of got a little upswing coming here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a downtrend going to retest this area, see if we're ready for it. But as you can see, we got some big spikes, big dips, and now we're just kind of just slowly creeping around. So this has me thinking that we're probably looking for a move. If I was a betting man, I'd probably bet that the move is to the downside to go retest. So we probably got about $1 move maybe on the downside. But for right now, until we get the confirmation, we're just watching this one. American Airlines popped a little bit. So we probably can see the retest of the 14s. And if we can hold above that area, we can go to our previous, top tower candle formation that we had over here. Okay. Top tower usually comes with the downtrend, right? Bottom tower usually comes with an uptrend. And now we're kind of trending upwards, which is okay. And so we probably can see a little bit of push go retesting this. So I'd be going long, probably would be an okay assessment, looking at a 14, maybe a 15 call pushing out into the mid-year. SoFi breaking people's hearts, man. We told you guys, it's going to fail the battle zone, and then we're probably going to look to the downside. I don't know. I think this has earnings next week, if I'm not mistaken. So it's probably just going to stay decreased a little bit. Bank earnings have been so-so. This would be a decent one to go ahead and take a gamble on through earnings. I would do it with shares and not with derivatives. But I think this one would be okay to go ahead and go through earnings. The banking sector been kind of 50-50, but this one is more in line with non-traditional banking and the financial technology. So I think it has a little bit to offer more so than some of the traditional banking does. So this one, it could. This can go 50-50 either way. You got your top, you got your bottom, but I do like this on a gamble to the upside. So we'll be watching this one for some volume to kick in. If we start to see the volume kick in, we'll go long on this. Chinese stocks, BABA. Time to go long on BABA, guys. Okay, 80. You want to go 80, you want to give yourself some time. 80 at the money, in the money as much as you can afford. Give yourself some time. Let this thing do its thing. But you got a nice little pennant here formed. Right. Right, you got one. Right, you got the pennant here, so it's making a decision. And I got to think with the juice that we have kind of coming out of the Asia sector, and this has been beat up, right? I got a feeling that we're probably going to break to the upside, can break fairly nicely. So we're looking for 80 as the target on this one. Bank of America, we'll look at the quick chart here. That one doesn't look too bad. Let's look at it. Bank of America, a nice little V-shaped kind of recovery thing going on here. This will be interesting to see if we can break to the upside. We got some room to run, about $3 push to the upside. I would not be surprised if we don't get all of that, we want to break here. And then our target would be about right there. Right there would be about our target. So we break here, looking for the push to the upside here. FCX. Someone was talking about FCX being like I don't know, they were relaying it to like the metal industry. This is like the metal industry's version of Amazon. So got a nice little cup forming here. This one would be one I would want to go ahead and take a long position on. I think 45 calls. Let's look at some options on this one. We want to give ourselves some time, plenty of time, right? What's 15 March look like? 45 calls. Ooh, oh, not too bad. Look at the volume. It'd be okay. Look at that. Yeah, this would be probably where I'd want to go right here. $45 calls pushing out to March. Yeah, decent price. Worth the gamble here. See what this opens up at tomorrow. This will be one of the ones we'll look for. So FCX, we're gonna look at the 15 March 2024 calls, and we want to get this in the price range of about 35 to $45. I would think would be a decent little amount. Volume is good, delta to theta ratio is good, implied volatility, everything looks good to me on this one. Chart also signifies a decent little potential push. We got the cup, we got the handle. All we need is just a little bit of a catalyst and we can get that pop. JD, another one I like. I want you to go leaps on JD. Okay. We look at the history of this stock. All right. I know you're looking at this like, holy crap, but look at the history here. It was above 100, right? We're down in the 20s. Okay, so we want to go leaps, and we're looking at double. All right, so we want to go leaps and probably go into the 50s on the leaps. We want something with volume, of course. So we want right here. This one wouldn't be too bad. You got to pay for it. Obviously, the skew's kind of messed up because of the volume, right? Compared to here, you're kind of like, where's the bid and the ask? Well, the skew's messed up because the volume on this 45 is a lot higher than this 42.5 one, right? This one, not too bad either. But this would be about where we want to go. Most likely 45. I would do that trade. Yeah, at that price. I think that would be a decent trade right there. Volume's good. Open interest good. Delta, theta ratio, good. This would be another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it now. JD, $45 calls. We're looking at the leap, 16 January 2026. And we want to capture this somewhere in the price range between $200 and $225 if we can get it in. If it opens up a little lower, we might even be able to get a discount on it. But Netflix, who was in those Netflix calls? Those were banging, banging calls, guys. Netflix absolutely destroyed it. They did exactly what we thought they were going to do. I mean, it went from 400 to 450 like nothing, and we got room for more. So all sorts of technical signals and stuff like that going off here. We definitely got, oh, I'm looking at the week, sorry. But you can see it here. Came out of this consolidation. We talked about this, and this was that wedge that we drew the other day, right? Look at how beautiful that came out. That wedge, decision making getting tight, and then we popped, man. Technical analysis at its finest right there. Nice push, popped up even higher, came back a little bit, so we can go ahead and draw some triggers on this. Top trigger, bottom trigger. Looking at the break to the upside, boom, break to the bottom side. And what we kind of do is we're a little close to this bottom one. We want to give ourselves some time. So we're going to go ahead and go to the bottom of these candles here. You still got majority of the candles except for this one here. Majority of full thickness candles. That's the main part of it. So we got the push to the upside. We're going to swing calls, push to the downside. We're going to go ahead and swing puts and look for it to retrace a little bit. All right, we'll go ahead and do the big boys. So Google, and that's all I got for you. We're gonna do the big boys, and that's all I got for you. Google. This is gonna be the quick fire. All right, quick fire around Google. Looking at the chart, I like it for a push to the upside. I think it has the potential. We got almost like a Nike swoosh sign going on here. I like this one for the push. 150, my target on Google. Microsoft, it actually hit just all-time highs, became like the biggest market cap stock in the world. There's like the three of them that got the trillions, right? NVDA, Apple, Microsoft, they're all battling, Microsoft and Apple battling for superiority and stuff. I actually like this one for the cool down. I think I think this one, it has some decent catalysts associated with it. So I could see the potential for the continuation. And if we keep a bullish run on it, then we look for the continuation. But we want to watch out for buyer's exhaustion because this one is prime candidate for a pullback because we have ran. And I mean, we've ran. So here's our previous level, right? We're way above a double on this range for a breakout. So prime candidate for a pullback for sure. So just be cautious on that one. Do Microsoft, XOM. Look at that, man. We got $100 calls on XOM. Those were beautiful today. We're looking at this for continuation to the upside. I got 102 for a target on XOM. Meta just hit a big thing again. So Meta is another one. Decent candidate for the push to the upside. Yeah, I see it. Retesting this, wanting 400, absolutely. But this is also another one that is due and a prime candidate for a pullback because I mean, when you look at this, I mean, we just ran 320. I mean, we've been running. Okay. So everything needs to have a little bit of pullbacks. So just be cautious, getting overly aggressive with your bullish type of trading. Boeing, man, I got caught going short on Boeing, but we got a nice little inside bar going on here on a 1 hour chart. We like those. Those make it easy for us to put some triggers on. We just go, this is the time that we go off of the wicks when we got an inside bar, right? There's our triggers, all right? We're looking for triggers to the upside. Boom. We're going to go long. Triggers to the downside. We're going to go short. We're looking at 215 long. Give yourself some time. We're looking, and if we trigger to the short, we're looking at 200 for the short. Options are probably priced fairly decent. Look at February 16th on the calls. This is the big one here. People going out the money on this stuff, man. It looks like we got some sort of like dividend thing going on. But yeah, this would be one of those big boy trades. Okay, so if we're gonna do a big boy trade on this, we're going long. We're probably looking something decent. We usually want a 2-to-1 ratio. This be okay. So somewhere along these lines, okay, between this 2 and this 3. Let's go look on the put side house. If we fail, puts on is juiced. A lot of volume to the put side. So people are expecting some decline on stuff. So we'll just pay attention to this and see how this one rolls out. Albert, this actually did really good. We're looking at I want to go ahead and say $40 calls on this one. So this is a good one to go ahead and look for. Feb 16. Want the volume, right? Calls. Look at that. Cheap, man. Get yourself some Halbern $40 calls, guys. Cheap. Worth a gamble. You buy 10 of these, cost you $200. Could flip that into $2,000. Okay, so very cheap, worth a gamble. You know what I mean? You just hold this to expiration, look for 2x, start trimming out. So yeah. Oracle. Oops. Oracle popped pretty hard today. In the same kind of boat. Popped hard, sold off a little bit. Now, this one, I do think that we might have a little bit of a cool down period. We'll have to see how it performs at open. We go ahead and put triggers on this, right? So we're putting our long trigger. We're putting our short trigger. Putting on the shelf. Go ahead and put our enter. And that'll be our enter, right? So we're looking for the breaks, continuation, breaks, continuation. PG, did okay. JPN, no, I'm not interested. Triple M. Whoops. All right, 3M was a huge Dow disappointment, guys. It was definitely looking, it was primed up, it was juiced. You know, this was a prime candidate for the dump. Okay, it had already rose, consolidated, and then they underwhelmed on earnings. And look, classic H formation. Look at this. Look how beautiful this H looks. Then when I talk about the H formation, this is the H formation. Okay, right here forms that H. Okay. We got another leg to the downside on this one. Wouldn't be surprised if we hit 90. Okay. 90. All right. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get to your evenings. Just remember, we got a lot of stuff happening at Traders War Room. Check out our storefront. Okay. This is the storefront, Traders War Room. You can go here. It's the upgrade chat. Links are in the description. This is where you get our premium packages to our platforms. Okay. Penny stocks, text message. We got the basic, the pro, the elite. And if you like instant message, we got the instant message platform over there. And you can go check out our website at traderswarroom.com. We got the classes, we got trading platforms, our one-on-one mentoring. You can book a session there, and you can get spun up on our trading university. And if you're into Discord, fantastic Discord. Look at this Discord, man. This Discord is beautiful, guys. I'm telling you, we have something for everyone. Just look over here on the side of this, okay? When you come into our Discord, I mean, we got truly a one-stop shop. Just look over here as I'm going through here, okay? Everything in blue is free member stuff, okay? We got free member alerts, free member information, just tons of stuff. Everything in green is basic, right? Everything in red is elite. And I mean, it just keeps going. Alerts, algorithm bots, guys. We got the best algorithm bots. More alerts. Look, we got the data flow, okay? We got the data flow. Live trading channels here. And then we get into some signals, sweet 16 signals. All right, we got future signals. We got the bonds and the yields, okay? We got crypto, Forex, you name it, guys. I'm telling you what, TWR is definitely the one-stop shop for your trading investing journey. And then see you guys all on the platform when that bell rings, guys. Go over there, come check it out. Give a trial to any free new member that comes on our server. If you're interested, you just hit up the link. Go take a look at the trial. If you like it, you stay. If you don't, hey, go on your way. And just remember, Traders War Room is always here if you want to come back. So definitely, thank you. Let's go out there and make some money tomorrow. And as always, if you're ready, follow me. Let's go to war. Traders War Room, baby. Let's get it. Let's make that money. Later, guys. Have a good Wednesday. See you Thursday. All right, team, that's a wrap. Check out TWR's platform and come get some. Remember, scared money don't make money. You got to have a plan and a strategy. Got to be able to control your emotions. Stay calm, cool, and collected. And as always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to war.
In the Traders War Room, warring with the market every day. We on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude, come and learn how to trade stocks. We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We market warriors and we can share the same pot. I woke up and went to war in my tank top. Thanks, Pops, he an analyst, a veteran. And we ain't hating on them other dudes, we better than. I was down and then I learned about leveraging. And after that, I ain't never went red again. Green, right? It ain't bad, it just seemed like something wrong with you if you say we ain't tight. Get in and get out before you think twice. Let's have a toast, you bring the drinks and I'll bring ice. Defeat's nice in the Traders War Room. What you wanna do in the Traders War Room?